When it was first established, the Singapore Air Force was very interested in McDonnell's F-4 Phantom fighters. It is a twin-engine heavy air superiority fighter. Up to the mid-1970s, the F-4E was the leading Western fighter, widely used in the world. The F-4E is a vastly modernized version of the original F-4 design, and its enhancements were based on experiences in the skies over North Vietnam, in which the F-4 fighters faced the top Soviet fighters, the MiG-21. To the Americans, modern American fighter jets only available to high-profile allies such as Iran, Japan, and Israel, and were never sold to Southeast Asian nations. This was mainly a measure to protect the technology secrets of the F-4E fighter, due to its importance to the air combat capabilities of the US Air Force. In addition, the F-4E's operating costs far exceed the budgets of most of America's Third World allies. The US sold early lighter and less modern F-5 fighters to Third World customers. The F-5s were sold widely throughout Southeast Asia, including Thailand, the Philippines, and Indonesia. Singapore's F-5E can use AIM-120 long-range air-to-air missiles, and equipped with modern electronic warfare systems and more powerful radar, making it a potential threat even to more modern fighters. In the mid-1970s, the US reconsidered providing F-4E to Singapore, but by that time, the US began to put fourth-generation fighters into service, namely the F-14 Tomcat and the F-15 Eagle. At this time, Singapore was no longer interested in the F-4E, but wanted a fourth-generation fighter like the US. The F-14 and F-15 were America's premier fighters for more than 30 years, until the F-22 Raptor entered service in December 2005. At the same time, exports of the F-14 and F-15 were more limited than the F-4E. Only the first three customers favored by the US for sale the air superiority F-15 variants were Japan, Saudi Arabia, and Israel, and the only customer came by the F-14, Iran. The Singapore Air Force ditched the F-4E in favor of a fourth-generation light fighter version, the F-16. The F-16s, combined with the upgraded F-5Es, formed the backbone of the Singapore Air Force until the early 2000s. Singapore again tried to buy the US F-15 heavy fighter. At this point, the US appeared to have significantly relaxed export restrictions on the F-15 Eagle. The F-22 was about to enter service, so the F-15's technologies were no longer considered as sensitive as before. Boeing then began to aggressively market the F-15 to US allies, and the F-15SG version for Singapore was accepted. On August 22, 2005, the Singapore Air Force placed an initial order for the first batch of 12 F-15SGs. Singapore Air Force continued to buy more F-15SGs from 2007 with the number of 40 F-15SGs. In 2018, Singapore received all 40 aircraft and put them on full combat duty, making the Singapore Air Force the country with the strongest air force in the region. Currently, neighboring Malaysia is deploying a squadron of dozens of Su-30 MKM air superiority fighters. Indonesia also purchased Su-30 and is expected to equip Su-35 from Russia or Rafale from France. The number of F-15SGs is relatively large, and the features are slightly better than the fighters of neighboring countries, and even China. Along with the existing number of F-16Cs and F-5Es, the Singapore Air Force is considered to be the most powerful air force in the region today. My video about the Singapore F-15SG fighter ends here. Thank you for watching. If you find this video interesting, please give me your thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to support the channel. Goodbye and see you again in the next videos. Tạm biệt và hẹn gặp lại quý vị và các bạn trong các video tiếp theo.